Hello, friend, and welcome to the SWRA podcast, where aging, wellness, and wisdom intersect. I am your host, Maggie Lazar, and I am delighted you are here with me today. If you are a returning listener, I welcome you back. If this is your first time, welcome to the SWRA family. This is a very special place. It's a safe place. This podcast is designed to get you started with positivity. And it is also designed to make you think, to go beyond the obvious and say, oh, yeah, thank you, sis, right? Oh, I didn't think about it. I have not thought about it that way. All right. So today, when I'm talking to people, especially in these times that we are living, where it is so negative, it is so heart-wrenching, there is so much to make us angry and disappointed and furious. And I keep saying one of the best skill set that anyone could develop is to learn to manage your emotions. I remember when I was raising my kids, I have boys, two boys and a girl. And I used to always when I was trying to teach them something, I would take a story or an analogy. And I mentioned on this podcast about this couple who were fervent Christians, but then their only son was accused of murder and he was convicted and he was given a life sentence, and how broken they were. But then out of the ashes, something beautiful came out because the son was doing amazing work from within the prison cells. But what I used to tell my boys and my daughter, it's like you need to decide in your mind how you're going to handle a situation. Because in the heat of the moment, when somebody has hurt you, when somebody has offended you, when somebody has disappointed you, the natural instinct is to retaliate, is to snap back. If someone disrespected you, for example, just like my CNA, when the person with dementia slapped her as a response, and she didn't think twice and automatically slapped the patient back. It was like a reflex, but it got her banned from the industry. So I used to tell my kids, you need to think how you going to handle situation like peer pressure when you're hanging out with your friends and they say, let's drink. Oh, after we've had a few bottles, you get behind the wheels and start and take us back home. When they offer you the drugs, a joint here and there, and all these decisions, you have to set your mind, because otherwise, when you're in the heat of the moment and you want to be popular, you want to hang out with the bros, and you want to look cool to the girls, and you're going to do it. And the result is never a good thing, because the other side of the coin is every decision carries consequences. So even in our older years, because this podcast is for us in La Tercera Edad. I keep saying that because I think it's so cute the way they say it here. After you hit 60 for the men, 55 for the women, we are in the third age. That means you're old. But old is a mindset, isn't it? Okay, because this podcast also intersect aging. Today we're not talking about aging, but in your older years, if you have not learned to control your emotions, you are still going to be the older person in a teenager's body who speaks without thinking, who snaps back because someone has said something hurtful, who doesn't have any filter, and they carry that like with a badge of honor. Oh, I have no filter. Whatever I feel, I let it out. Well, how has that served you, sis? The person who is wise is the one who's going to say, oh, okay, somebody said something hurtful. You don't, because you want to look like you have pride to the people around you. It could have been in a public setting, but you know what? If somebody has disrespected you in a public setting, and you remain calm, collected. I wanted to even say proud, but I think around the room, people would say, wow, I admire her composure. That's the word I was looking for, composed. Because the person who disrespected you, all eyes will be on her. She's the one demeaning herself, showing her lack of character, right? So when somebody does something that is hurtful or disrespectful, go within, take some deep breath. Don't snap back because then you're at the same level as them. And I think it's a travesty for me to see older women who have not learned to control their emotions, not to snap back. Because when you take a few minutes or you go sleep over it, let me tell you, you have a different perspective. Then you have more tolerance and you have more empathy to say, I am not going to give tit for tat. Because what is that going to serve? It's not going to serve you. It's certainly not going to serve them. So, sis, and as I always say, we are a work in progress. We're still working on ourselves. Because if that person hits you on a day where you're not feeling good, you're overtired, or you're angry, you're upset, yeah, you might snap back. But then it still wouldn't be the right thing to do. So do not let the situation make you act like an unwise person. Cultivate wisdom. Temperance. Temperance means calm yourself down and don't rise to the occasion. All right, that's all I have time for today. Oh my God, these podcasts are becoming longer. I said 5 minutes and I've gone over quite a few times. So go out there and be a good human, be a tempered person, be a calm and empathetic, a quiet, thinking human being. Oh my God, to me, that is so enviable. That is so beautiful when you see someone who's in their element and they're not phased and they don't get ruffled by what people say, and that will drive them crazy. All right, sis, go do it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Au revoir. Bye.
Updates from earlier today, and that update will be the last that we have for this evening, and hopefully we'll be able to update you some more. This here is also about working with the victims and working with the state. Talk to the governor's office, the attorney general's office,